you most beautiful and most amazing top 10ers of absolute glory, I'm Rebecca Felgate and this is Most Amazing Top 10. Now today we are discussing the top 10 inventions that changed the world, which I think is going to be both fun and educational. Now the world as we know it is a result of a series of inventions that have made living more convenient and the world a safer and more healthy place to live. There are so many awesome inventions out there, but what has made it onto our list? Watch and find out. In at number 10 we have the printing press. So with knowledge comes power. The printing press helped spread knowledge and was one of the first ways an invention helped connect parts of the world. So we think the printing press was invented in 1430 by Johann Gutenberg, and it allowed for huge quantities of information to be printed en masse and spread news across the world. And this allowed newspapers to thrive and helped encourage literacy and even brought the price of books down massively. All of a sudden printed words were no longer something for the rich but could be accessed by all classes. Amazing. In at number 9 we have the telephone. So before you could call Drake on his cell phone, before Adele was able to say hello from the other side, before you could reach Lady Gaga and Beyonce on their video phone, the telephone was invented. In 1876 Alexander Graham Bell patented the telephone. Hello! Now it was first named the electric speech machine. Very exciting. Now the invention became wildly popular and categorically revolutionized worldwide communication and global business. Fun fact for you guys, the term give someone a bell, meaning to ring them, actually comes from the name of the inventor of the telephone, Alexander Graham Bell. Hi! In at number 8 we have the flushing toilet and the sewage system. Now these two go hand in hand, or poop to poop. The pair revolutionised human sanitation. In Middle-aged Europe up until the 1800s, sanitation was a huge problem. People used to throw their human waste into the street or into rivers, and this contaminated the water supply. People were getting sick with things like cholera. Something absolutely needed to be done. Now the first flushing toilet was invented in 1596 by Sir John Harrington, and his work was then developed by Alexander Cumming and Sir Thomas Crapper, which, by the way, is where the word crap for poop comes from. Thomas Crapper, doing a poo. Great. Together with the flushing toilet, the sewage system, invented by Joseph Basil Getty, worked to divert waste from the people sort of somewhere else. This made the streets safer and a lot healthier. In at number 7 we have electricity and the light bulb. Now there is evidence to suggest that ancient Greek civilizations had a grasp of electromagnets, but electricity as we know it and harness it for commercial use today was invented in the early 1800s. Now the best example of electricity and one of the most important electrical inventions was the light bulb. Guys, can you actually imagine living without like a light, without a television, without the internet? This is insane. It's hard to imagine existence like this, but before electricity none of this was possible. In 1835 James Bowman Lindsay demonstrated a constant electric light at a public meeting in Dundee, Scotland, and from there several inventors worked to create light as we know it today. Da-ding! Light bulb moment. At number 6 we have refrigeration. Now refrigeration is a game changer for food consumption. Before the refrigerator was invented, food would go bad very quickly and it was practically impossible to store at great lengths. Now refrigeration was developed over around a 200-year period from around 1750 onwards. Now Carl von Lind designed a pretty decent fridge in 1876, but the commercial fridge freezer that we know today was released in 1923 by Frigid Air. In at number 5 we have satellite navigation. GPS, aka Global Positioning Satellites, was created by the US Department of Defense and became partially operational in 1995. Now GPS uses 24 separate satellites to function and provides location and time information in all weather conditions anywhere on the planet Earth, which is insane. Anywhere on Earth where there's an unobstructed line of sight to 4 or more GPS satellites, you can basically find out where you're going. If you have a functioning smartphone, it is almost impossible to get lost. In at number 4 we have computers. Guys, can you even imagine a life without a computer? This is insane. So English mechanical engineer Charles Babbage is considered the father of the computer and essentially originated the concept of a programmable computer. He got some help from Alan Turing, who cracked the Enigma code in World War II. He also got some help from Jack Kilby in 1958. From then, computers as we know them were born. Now back in the 80s, computers took up entire rooms. Can you imagine this? It was only in the mid to late 90s that homes and businesses started to really use them. What came first? The chicken or the egg? The computer or the internet? Well, the computer came first, but it is hard to imagine using a computer without the internet. That's right, in at number 3 we have the internet. All hail the the internet. Now the internet as we know it today was a collaboration between Americans Vinton Cerf and Robert Kahn and Briton Tim Berners-Lee. Now after Berners-Lee invented the World Wide Web in 1991, people were able to access information in web browsers. Then came the invention of JavaScript, which really helped move things along. Then we had Wi-Fi. Now many of our younger audience members won't remember dial-up internet, but I did. As a kid we had dial-up internet and you used to have to use a phone line, only one, no one else could be using it, and it made this noise like that was the sound of the internet when I was younger. Maybe Google it, I hope it's out there. Anyway, hooray for the internet, hooray for you guys, hooray for YouTube. Let's move on. In at number 2 we have the wheel, or should we say wheels, because like 2, 3, 4 wheels, better than one. So the wheel is one of the earliest and most important inventions of all time. Wheels made it possible for transporting heavy loads and also transporting people. Cars, even aeroplanes would not exist without that initial invention of the wheel. Wheel! Really good invention. So guys, we have reached that all important moment in our most amazing top 10 inventions that changed the world, where I am going to reveal the number 1 invention, a game changer, the discovery that revolutionized civilization as we know it. It can only be vaccination. So to cut a really long story short, smallpox was a huge killer back in the 18th century, and Edward Jenner noticed that if people contracted the non-deadly cowpox, then they didn't get smallpox. He tested his theory, then essentially he developed inoculation as we know it today. From this, scientists were able to inject people with very weak strains of deadly viruses, then people were able to develop antibodies to fight them, protecting them from contracting the real thing, saving their lives. Now Edward Jenner is largely considered to be the man who has saved the most lives in the world because of his discovery. Hurrah Edward, you are a major babe. We love you, even though you're dead. So that was the top 10 inventions that changed the world. Can you guys even imagine that somewhere in the future there will be inventions that change life as we know it today? That is insane, but it's gonna happen. I'm Rebecca Felgate, this has been Most Amazing Top 10. What invention has been your favourite in the world? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, good job that the like button was invented, so you honeys can click it right now. Also, why not click that subscribe button if you haven't yet? We will love you for it. It was invented for a reason. Hooray! I'll see you guys next time.